My girlfriend overheard my family trash talking her, and I'm furious with them. My girlfriend Sammy and I have been together for a bit over a year. She's absolutely wonderful, smart, attractive, driven, educated, kind of goofy. She's everything I've ever wanted. And up until last week, I thought my family felt the same. By the way, this comes from Family Sucks Throw. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/OK Storytime subreddit. So last week, went to my parents' house for dinner. We get together as a family a few times a month. It's been a tradition with us for years now. Sammy usually joins us for these dinners, but had work obligations. I told my family she wouldn't be joining us that night. Oh, is the truth going to come out in the absence of Sammy? Halfway through dinner, I got up to go to the bathroom and Sammy texted me that she was outside. She got off work early and came to hang out. She would have normally walked in, which is normal, but she needed help bringing in some gifts. And Sammy's leaving tomorrow for a work trip and a personal vacation to see some friends. So she won't be back until Thanksgiving.
Oh, she's bringing them gifts and they're bad-mouthing her?
Let's see. My brother and sister, twins, have their birthday next week, and my girlfriend had gifts for them. At this point, my family had no idea Sammy was there. We walked inside and headed to the kitchen, and we overheard my family talking.
Oh.
My sister was saying she was glad my girlfriend was gone because she couldn't stand a family night being ruined by my girlfriend being annoying.
No!
My brother and other sister agreed about how annoying and awful my girlfriend is. Ho! My brother and other sister agreed about how annoying and awful my girlfriend is. My dad made a comment about how they should be nice to Sammy, and my mom chimed in with, Sammy is nice and all, but I can't believe Family Sucks Throw likes how fat she is. He can do so much better.
It's not even like a reasonable thing to be mad at someone. It's just like they're fat phobic.
Yeah, I think
like, oh, she's nice, but
she's nice,
fat-phobic?
but fat. My dad agreed, and my sister piped up that I was dating down because I'm still rebounding from my last girlfriend, which was 5 years ago.
It's not a rebound.
I was floored. I was floored. My family has always been so nice to Sammy, and I've never heard them talk badly about her. I have never heard my family say mean things about anyone, to be honest. Sammy walked into the kitchen and dumped the presents on the counter. She was crying and mumbled something about happy birthday and then took off out the door. Oh. My family looked shocked and a bit embarrassed. You should be very embarrassed.
Be like on your knees being like, I'm so sorry.
I asked my family what the F was wrong with them and didn't stick around for the answer. I went after Sammy. She was in her car crying. Now, Sammy's usually tough, but family is super important to her. She has no family aside from a boozaic dad, and she doesn't have any contact with. My family was like her surrogate family and something she always wanted. Oh, this is so sad. She was overjoyed when my family welcomed her and invited her to family events. The presents she brought my sister and brother were paintings she had spent many hours working on. And yes, she is fat, but I prefer thick girls, always have. To me, she's gorgeous and exactly what I like. But even then, she's lost about 40 pounds since we started dating. I would love her at any weight, and I'm proud of the work she's done. I have no idea what they mean about her being annoying. She comes when she's invited, usually brings baked goods or beer. She's taken my family out to dinner multiple times and is extremely generous with them. This is so sad because of how nice she is and how great she is.
No, these people are terrible.
She's even become the go-to babysitter for my sister and her 2 kids.
So this family just sucks.
Yeah.
Clearly. I mean, she was bringing them gifts.
Yeah. Oh.
Clearly, she is not.
And she does things for this
person.
family, and she seems like she really cares about this
Yeah,
family
she
and wants
really-
to make a good.
Yeah,
not
dude,
even good
one-way
impression.
relationship. One-way relationship. And she helped my brother get a job in her company. She pushed really hard to get him hired and put her professional reputation on the line. She's never asked for repayment or holds it over anyone. She even does the dishes when we come over for dinner. The thing that makes this even worse is I was planning on proposing to her in the next few months. Oh, this is heartbreaking.
Cut them off.
I had planned on asking my sisters to come with me to pick out her ring. Now, Sammy hasn't said much about it and hasn't talked to me about the incident. She has always wanted a family, and she doesn't understand why my family doesn't like her or what she's done wrong. She said she'd talk to me more when she gets back from her trip. I don't want to lose her over this. I would take her over my family. Sammy hasn't been her usual cheerful self this week, and I've caught her crying more than once since this incident. I try to comfort her, but she tries to play it like she's fine. At this point, I have no idea if I even want them in my life.
Yeah,
All
fair.
of them have reached out to me with weak apologies full of justifications. I asked my mom if she had apologized to Sammy, and my mom said I could pass on the apology. Are you kidding me?
So even
Are
after
you
getting
kidding?
caught, they wouldn't apologize.
You need to apologize. That is so bad.
The fact that they don't see anything wrong with this, or like, oh,
They're,
we don't need to
like,
apologize.
Monsters.
I would cut off the family right here.
I would too. Yes. Yes.
Would you take the gifts away?
Oh
I would
yeah.
take
Getting
the
the
gifts
gifts.
away.
These are our gifts now.
Not
Dude,
getting the freaking gifts.
To be fair to them, all of them do feel bad about what happened, then frickin' apologize. And seemed extra embarrassed about this, but no one can give me exact reasons why she's annoying or how she's ruined family nights. My dad is the only reasonable one that has offered to apologize to Sammy directly, thank God. What do? I don't want to get rid of my family, but Sammy matters more to me at this point. I want Sammy to know I'm fully in her corner, and I don't want her to feel guilty if I have to cut out my family. And there is a lot more to this story, y'all. We're just beginning. You might have thought, oh, I've heard this somewhere else. Well, guess what? There's updates
There's a lot more.
that no one else has gone over.
No one else has ever.
No
seen
one
this.
else has gone over these updates. We are less than 25% through.
Yeah.
So buckle up, buttercups. You're about to get a
Saddle
whole
up.
tornado
Sickos.
of new updates. Yeah, saddle up, sickos. I like that. Edit. I went to bed and woke up to tons of replies. Thanks for the advice and support. I decided to take Sammy on a vacation for Thanksgiving. I'm on the phone with a very helpful guy that's trying to find me a hotel room that isn't booked for that weekend. No matter what happens, I think this is going to be a tradition I build with her for the future. A relaxing weekend to ourselves while everyone else is running around buying knockoff iPads. Also, I talked to my dad briefly last night. He's pretty horrified by everything and has agreed to come over and apologize to Sammy and do it when Sammy feels up to hearing it. I have told Sammy all of this since it happened. She knows I'm choosing her over my family and that I would choose her over everyone. There are some comments and there are some updates, but Sophia, what do you think about this whole situation?
I would say that your dad, you could probably like keep him around. Because he seems like a pretty apologetic. And honestly, it might have been one of those situations where everyone was like ragging and he either was silent or,
Ragging.
you know, like, yeah, maybe he was silent in the conversation or something, or only said it because he, like, everyone else is saying it, which is still bad. But like maybe he has a redemption arc in the future. But yeah, the rest of the family, the fact that they refuse to apologize is just so like awful. Because this isn't like, even if she is annoying, that isn't grounds to be awful to her face and to not apologize. Unless she's done something, like, unless she's
Also, we're missing
wronged
some
you.
context here, which it seems like we're not missing any
No, because
context.
none of them can name why she's annoying or what she's done to them.
They just don't want to admit they're wrong.
Yeah.
But we got some comments
Comments.
coming up. So comment, they need to apologize directly. Amen. I would drop them until they do that.
Mhm.
Passing on an apology from your family is adding insult to injury for your girlfriend. They don't feel bad about what they said. They feel bad because they were caught saying it, and they're not in a hurry to make amends by the sounds of it. Remember, you pick your friends and girlfriends, but you can't pick your family. For that reason, families sometimes think they can get a free pass to treat you and your friends badly because they're family. BS. Families have to earn and hold your respect in the same way anyone else does. And if they fail, feel no guilt in stopping having anything to do with them. Your girlfriend sounds like a keeper. Your family does not.
Agreed.
Snaps.
Agreed. Good
And
comment.
OP replied, I think you've nailed what I'm really upset about. They don't respect me, my relationship, or Sammy. And I've lost any respect I've had for them. An apology isn't going to rebuild that respect, but it would be a start. Yeah. Like they have to, there's a long road that they now have built for
Sammy
themselves.
would still be incredibly uncomfortable and probably like
Yeah.
always remember that, but at least they apologize.
Yeah. But we
Like,
do.
also walking on eggshells and like making her overthink, like, oh, if I say this, would
Everything.
that annoy them? Like,
Yeah. I wouldn't want to hang
it's
out
already
with someone
what's
like
said
that.
been said.
Sucks.
Yeah.
Sucks. Well, update.
I just remembered a very sad, tragic tale.
Oh, what is it?
I remember when a young Samuel Donner, he wanted to join the cool kids, but instead of labeling you as one of the cool kids,
They called me Salad Boy because I ate nothing but salads. Could not trade my lunch for a lunch.
cheese
Really
drippy, bro.
anything.
You know what community will always welcome you with open arms, Sam?
And make you feel like a cool kid?
The great people who have OK Storytime memberships.
Oh, I heard that 60 plus hours of members only content Monday, Wednesday, Fridays.
You heard right, Sam, and it's only $5 a month.
So go to the link in our description, youtube.com/OKOP show/join. Now back to the story.
Chomp, chomp.
So a few people have messaged me for an update. So I thought I would post. First, thank you for all the kind words and great ideas. It really helped me get some perspective on the situation. First off, Sammy and I had a wonderful Thanksgiving. We spent it out of town in a small skiing town. It was a great weekend, and we spent a lot of time talking and discussing about what to do about my family. Sammy was still pretty hurt over the matter, but was adamant that I shouldn't cut all ties with my family because she's freaking awesome and deserves all the love that she gets. I told her that all depended on my family. My mom was in denial that I wouldn't be coming to Thanksgiving. After my last post, I let her know Sammy and I wouldn't be attending. She brushed it off until the day before Thanksgiving when she called to make sure I was bringing pie.
Hi.
I reminded her I wouldn't be at dinner, and she broke down crying. She told me she was sorry for hurting Sammy and would like the chance to apologize.
I feel
I
like
let
that
her
should have
know.
been brought up before you asked him to bring pie.
Yeah, I think she was
I
just
feel like
trying
we
to
should switch
ignore
the
it.
order of that.
I think she was like just like trying to ignore it until
Yeah.
it actually was right in her face, and she
Yeah.
could not like run from it anymore. Oh, and I told her she'd have that chance after Thanksgiving. After we got back from our Thanksgiving trip, my parents came over for dinner. I had okayed this with Sammy. She thought my parents deserves a chance to make this right. And frankly, I think she really wanted to mend things with my family. Dinner was awkward, to say the least. And my dad started out by offering Sammy a genuine apology. He told her he was extremely embarrassed and genuinely wanted to make things up to her. They had a nice chat. The talk with my mom, well, that went okay. And my mom cried through most of it and tried to reinforce that she was very sorry. I couldn't tell if she was sorry or just upset that I was taking Sammy's side. I don't think Sammy was convinced either.
They're sorry
And
that they
I'm not
got. Yeah,
convinced.
I'm not convinced. They're
Yeah.
sorry that they got caught. They're sorry that you are actually, putting up boundaries and saying like, "Hey, that was not okay, and we're not going to see you." And that's the only thing that they're sorry about.
Yeah, I don't
Right? That they're getting punished for this.
I don't really understand how you come back from something like this, or at least you can't come back quickly.
I think this is how you go. You go to Sammy and you say, "Hey, I'm really sorry that we should never have been saying that stuff. I think we've been getting used to you, and that's not okay. I would love the chance to kind of get to know you. And
Yeah.
I totally understand if you're not comfortable with that, but whenever you feel comfortable, I would love the chance to make this up to you."
Dude, yeah.
And that's where you start.
I mean, it would be really hard for me to
Yeah.
ever have a good relationship with that family. It would take
Oh, yeah.
years.
Oh, yeah.
Years. A few days after dinner, my mom called Sammy and asked her to lunch to talk by themselves. Several comments in my last post mentioned that my family probably felt Sammy was annoying simply because they felt intimidated or projected their own issues on her. I think that was spot on. Sammy went to lunch with my mom and they had a very long, good talk about everything. She said my mom felt jealous that Sammy was so educated.
This is how you do it. You go, no, we don't hate you. We're just jealous that
of
you're
you."
so smart and pretty.
Ugh.
This is the tricksters.
Oh my goodness. Honestly, kind of brilliant.
Kind of brilliant. Tricksters.
She said my mom felt jealous that Sammy was so educated and had a chance to get an education. And Sammy admitted to being jealous that my mom has a big family. Sammy opened up to my mom about the situation with her own family and living on her own since she was a teenager. I think that hit my mom very hard because she's always been surrounded by a big loving family. And I think she was horrified by her own behavior towards Sammy, who wanted to be part of the family. Overall, I think things are better between parents and Sammy. My younger sister reached out to Sammy after Thanksgiving. I don't think any of the siblings expected me to ditch family dinner, and I heard they were pretty upset that I went on vacation again. Instead, my sister apologized over the phone. I don't know if it was enough, but it was a good step. Yeah, I think I don't know, the whole you're so we made fun of you for being fat because you're so smart. Honestly, is the best angle
Your brain is
You're
just so
so-
fat.
Your-
But
yeah.
no, we weren't calling you fat. We were calling
Your brain, your
brain.
frontal lobe is just so
Yeah.
developed. We were all we couldn't bear but be jealous and make
Yeah.
fun of you.
No, you don't understand. We weren't calling you fat with an F. We were calling you fat with a PH.
You're just so cool.
Do we think would we rather have this, like the BS that they're saying, or just a straight up apology? What would you rather have?
I think if you
Because this
don't,
is like this is like this.
Well,
if you
I
don't
think-
add a little BS, then
I don't think you can come back.
I don't think you
without
can
a
come
little
back
bit
from it
BS.
because it's just like
you need a little bit of
you want some
bit
brown
of
nosing? You
flair.
literally want some brown nosing.
I don't
I
want
think-
that, but I'm thinking.
That's what
I'm
it
saying
seems like. It seems like they're brown nosing me.
yes, but like that's the only way I'm going to even consider like having someone's apology if they're like, yeah, like
Sometimes you gotta eat the
It just doesn't seem
crap
real.
that they're
they're
brown
feeding you.
nosing you
Yeah,
with.
sometimes you just got to do it.
Yeah, kiss it.
yeah.
I don't. Oh man, I don't know if it was enough, but it was a good step. Sammy says she's feeling pretty neutral about my youngest sister. She said she feels like my sister is more sorry.
Three.
She was
Sorry.
caught.
Yeah, that's what
But
Here for Fun
Sammy
said.
appreciated the apology.
Yeah.
My brother had to endure a very uncomfortable few weeks at work while Sammy was traveling. I think by Thanksgiving, he was confident that Sammy wasn't going to screw with his job, right? Because Sammy was the person that got the job for that guy. When Sammy got back to work after our vacation, he went to her office to apologize. Again, I think he apologized just to appease us, which I think that's what we all think is
so.
happening. But he did it in person and didn't try to cop out. Like my sister, Sammy feels neutral about him. My other sister, my brother's twin, is the only holdout.
Whoa.
She hasn't given Sammy an
Whoa.
apology and seems pissed that she no longer has a built-in free babysitter. She's doubled down and said she has nothing to apologize for, and Sammy is the one causing trouble. This has caused a bit of a rift in my family. My parents would like Sammy and I to come to Christmas dinner, but I'm not interested in being around my sister right now, and I'm not going to subject Sammy to that. My parents have even suggested that my sister should stay home to make us more comfortable in coming. While I appreciate the sentiment, I would feel guilty about my sister being alone on Christmas. Her kids will be with their dad. Sammy and I have plenty of offers from friends. My sister would probably not be able to find a place to go on short notice. Sammy has told my parents she would rather not create a bigger rift and will come over at another time. And Sammy told me privately that while she has forgiven my family, she's not at all comfortable hanging out with my family just yet.
Why would you want to hang out with people who
Understandable.
don't like you?
It would take forever. I mean, these apologies are like a step in the right
I would
direction.
always think that they don't like me.
Yeah. Ugh.
I don't think you come. I don't know how you come back from that in a real way.
Yeah. She's not all comfortable hanging out with my family just yet. I'm perfectly okay with this. I feel like taking some time from my family will be a good thing. Sammy and I are still deciding where to go on Christmas, probably to my best friend's house. The best part of the update, my best friend's wife went ring shopping with me. She let me go to all the chain stores and balked at the prices for the same ring in every store. She eventually took me to a local jeweler and we discussed a custom ring. The jeweler completely understood what I wanted, and I decided she would be great at designing a ring. She's pretty backed up with orders, and she said she'd be able to get to it in January. A few nights ago, she texted me a picture of a stone she found to see if it fit and what I had in mind. Sammy saw the text, and it led to an impromptu proposal. And she said yes. So now I have a fiance. We haven't really told anyone. I'll tell my family at some point, but for now, I'm enjoying sharing this time with her. And we enjoy sharing this time with you, especially when you listen to our podcast, OK Storytime. Wherever you get your podcast, just search OK Storytime on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcast, you can listen to us 24/7. 365, or at least for 47 days straight for 24 hours. But things are okay. Better than I hoped since my last post. I'm very sad about my sister because I miss her kids and her, and I miss my family, but I feel good about my decisions. I feel like things will get better with my family, except maybe my sister. In time. Sammy liked the idea of a destination wedding next summer, but we haven't even started any planning yet. Sammy told me after everything that's happened with my family, she feels confident that I have her back and that she finally has me as her true family. Would you have some comments? I don't know what kind of relationship you have with your sister, but shakeups like this can be the best time to switch gears. Have you spoken to her directly and privately? I would reach out, preferably in person, and lay it all on the line. Find out her reasoning why she said this, then call BS. Counter with nice things Sammy has done for your sister by her own choice, end the conversation by telling your sister that she's acting like an ugly person and you don't want to be part of her life until she corrects her mistakes. This leaves her an out. Say that Sammy's owed an apology and her entitlement, that being the sister, needs to end. She is lucky that Sammy ever babysit, and she'll never find someone that cares that much. I don't know how I'm feeling feisty right now, but I read you're skipping Christmas with family because you feel bad for sister. If you don't confront her, do not skip future family events. Let the family's choice of attendance do your talking for you. Keep a hard boundary though. Neither you nor family should attend nuclear family events with the sister until the issue is resolved. Don't let time sweep it under the rug. And OP replies, that's a very good idea. And I think I would partly enjoy calling her on all her crap. I hope my dad talk some sense into her because he's expressed how disappointed he is with her behavior. She's a daddy's girl and his disappointment carries a lot of weight. If not, I'll talk to her and not tiptoe around her pride.